Ready? Aim. Fire. Ready? Aim. Fire. Ready? Aim. Fire. Ready? Safe. Off. Reset. Off.
Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it deep. All by this bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it deep. All by this bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm first thing ballin', trying to get my bread long. You know the game gone and my mind been blown. Been some decisions that I done made, got me fucked up now. Still gon' thug the life I'm living, still gon' hold this shit down. Every day of my life, yeah, nigga chasing cheese. And the same niggas that be around, they won't see all your feet. My mama's been doing bad, but I ain't going into that. I done picked that girl up when I caught my first package. I be damn. Me and my people hurting for something for a day. That shit happened, the next man ain't getting nothing. Fade to the root of evil, and that's my damn best friend. I put that on my life, ain't nobody gon' fuck with him. You try to jam it, yeah, that ass getting chopped. Trying to serve, ain't got no business on my block, I bet you're getting chopped. Now either way you try to fuck with my partner, don't believe that ass getting chopped. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it deep. All by this bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it deep. All by this bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all about my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm back in the mix. Some flaky niggas better stand down. Came home, got me some yam, I'm the man now. Niggas, some bitches off from.
Thank y'all for tuning back in to your favorite channel. Pelican Bay K9 is giving it to you the way I always do. Fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, like I always say, my brothers and sisters. And some ain't. You know, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Don't forget to hit that like button up. Don't forget to hit that like button up. Big salute to brother Pipewater in the building. Big salute to DK9 in the building. Shout out to y'all brothers. Big salute to all the brothers and sisters that's gonna be coming down in the chat or watching from afar. Big shout out to all the dog lovers from one side of the world to the other. Let's get into this dog news. We got a little bit of news today. Just a little bit of dog talk. You know what I'm saying? I want to send my condolences to Best of the Best Kennels family. You know, lost good brother this week. I want to send my condolences to his family. You know, just a sad situation, man. Sad situation. But I'm gonna start this dog talk off because we got a little update on the Florida situation, and then we got an update on the situation with the Pentagon official as well. So I'm gonna give y'all an update on that. But first I'm gonna talk about what we was talking about last week with the red boy stuff. Brothers was calling out different dogs' names. So let me ask y'all this, since we was talking about red boy, and I was telling y'all that when we see a red and white dog, we always say that's a red boy looking dog, but it's really a bingo dog, right? So my brothers dropped down in the comments and they said, red boy got a lot of dogs like Outlaw, Cadillac, Heatmaker. But let me ask y'all brothers one question. What does an outlaw dog look like? What does a Heatmaker dog look like? What does a Cadillac dog look like? You don't know how none of them dogs look like besides the bingo dog when it come off red boy stuff. The only dog we can literally look at and say, oh, that's a red boy dog. That's the bingo stuff, and them the traits off bingo. That's what I was saying. If it's an outlaw dog, I can't look at that dog and tell it's an outlaw dog. I can't look at that dog and tell it's a Cadillac dog. I can't look at that dog and tell it's Heatmaker, but I can look at that dog and tell it's bingo. That's what I said. It can be a pure Cadillac dog, but it looked like bingo. Look like bingo. That's all I was saying about that. Being that he is the one that's carrying. When we see a red and white dog, we say that look like red boy dogs. So bingo carrying the name. Why isn't his name out there as more? And I came up to a conclusion as well when it came to making our bloodlines, our up-to-date bloodlines. We gonna talk about that though. We gonna talk about that. Came up with a conclusion on that. Big salute to all the people that's just getting in here. We just getting warmed up. I got about another week and a half, before I'm back full throttle. These puppies, they breaking my back. You know what I'm saying? But it just is what it is. They don't give me a chance to go live or do no pre-recorded videos. And this the first litter I had in the house that did this, because I always have litters in the house. Man, I can't record nothing, boy. So I'm gonna respect this time while I got it. And as soon as they get up and moving and acting all crazy, I'm gonna catch y'all brothers and sisters later. But yeah, man, that's all I was trying to make about the point with the red boy stuff. Pretty much we can't tell what a red boy dog look like modern day time, but we can tell what a bingo dog look like. And yes, of course, bingo is pure red boy. Don't get me wrong about that. He's a red boy dog, and if he's a pure bingo dog, then it means pure red boy. I know that. But we gotta move on, is what I'm saying. Even though bingo was still way back then, that's a little bit of progress. Then you get to the dogs after him, like Heatmaker and the rest of them dogs. You start getting to them dogs. But them dogs don't carry traits to where I can look at that dog and say, that's a pure Heatmaker dog. They don't carry it. Big salute to Don Juan in the building. Big salute to R.A. Nixon in the building. Yes, sir. Salute all my dog lovers from the UK and Africa, like I always say to my brothers. Yeah. Now, let me see. We got a few people in here. I was asking y'all, brother, because I ain't gonna be here all night. Ain't no telling how long I'm gonna get before these pups jump up. Now I was asking my brothers, about the pedigree, the bloodlines. Why nobody seemed to have any bloodlines? Why it seemed like it just stopped right there with Red Boy, Jeep, Mayday, Yellow, whatever, whoever. Why does it seem like it just stopped and nobody focused on bloodlines? And I had to come to a conclusion, and this may not be the right one. But I know one thing. I deal with I deal with everybody, however you treat me is, how I handle you. But the truth is the truth. the late 60s, early the 70s, and the 80s, it wasn't as many black folk in that dog circuit. I ain't talking about had pit bulls. I'm not talking about had pit bulls. It wasn't that many in the dog circuit. Now, once blacks flooded the dog circuit, you never try to advance the dog circuit. You came in with what they gave you in the 80s and the 90s, and you still running with that shit. You still running with it. You know, them folk, like I said before, all the brothers from way before Yellow and all that, they did. Brothers been doing their thing. Everybody had their own stuff. Everybody had a, no matter who you got it from, Lightner, Kobe, whoever you got it from, that was them. When that new era came in that late 90s, early 2000 on up, you just left everything in the past. You know, nobody tried to make a name for themselves. Everybody was trying to make outstanding bulldogs, don't get me wrong, but nobody was trying to make that dog or say, willing to say, oh, my dog produced better than Red Boy, you know, without everybody in the crowd looking at you like you stupid. Like, it's a shame right now if we standing in a crowd of people and you saying your dog produced better than Jeep and Red Boy, folk gonna look at you like you telling a fib or like you talking out your head. You know, it's crazy. We stuck on 50 years ago. And them boys, when they had Jeep, you think they were stuck on 50 years before that? AQ Henry. Now, AQ Henry said, I uplift the Red Boy Jocko so people still looking for the bloodline. You know? I mean, the thing about it, you know, no matter how we try to, no matter if we start your own line, they're still coming from somewhere. You know, it's still coming from somewhere. And at the end of the day, I mean, we all got pets, you know, and we can all see what our pets coming from. City Boy Kennels, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? Bobby Stapleton in the house. Bobby Stapleton in the house. It has nothing to do with, you know, why the bloodlines haven't moved since the black brothers got in the dog game heavy. Ship a bloodline. He ain't from the black community. He from overseas. All the dogs that's why I'm telling brothers. It's like, it's not the white brothers' fault. It's not nobody making you do this. It's you doing it your damn self. You stuck on the old days when we came in this game, and you don't want to let that shit go. It ain't nothing nobody doing to us. No Spanish brother, white brother, no nothing. You know, it ain't nothing that's probably happened on purpose. It's just the way it's going down. You don't want to let it go. The same bloodlines that you had when the large amount of blacks came into the game is the same bloodlines you got now. Oh yeah, mine is PBK dogs, AK Henry. My PBK stuff. You know, I don't get up here and talk for the damn the man who I bought my dog from, or to say if I got walk 'em off stuff. My shit's walk 'em off blood, but I don't give a fuck. They kennel, and I'm my kennel. You know what I'm saying? They did their thing, I'm doing my thing. I don't worry about, you know, I can easily flash my pedigree up here and let you see all these flashy looking names and this and that and this and that. That ain't what I'm trying to build my brand off of. I'm trying to build my brand off my name. You know what I'm saying? Or what I produce or what I got going on. All right, Nick said, no, I can't tell if it's still kind of early. I'm kind of in that zone, but it's still kind of early. I can't tell yet. You know, when it comes to the dog you was asking about. I can't tell if she caught yet. But I tell you what, them other ones about to drive me crazy. You know, And like I said, I got a little bit of news right here, man. We about to get into. And shit, Red Boy Jocko is a little bit more modern day compared to Eli. I know dang old well some brothers out there got dogs that should have took that Eli name over by now. Do we even know if Bailey's Bingo got Red Boy traits? Do Bailey's Bingo even throw dogs with the gameness that Red Boy was throwing dogs? Because we all know Bailey's Bingo wasn't no champion or nothing. See, a lot of them brothers from that era, they studied their dogs out because who they came off of. This era right here, these brothers down you for studying your dogs because who they came off of. Oh, I gotta test them. I gotta test them. And you done test your way up, and now you done back to round, got a bunch of curves in your yard. You know, them brothers back then, when they got something off something good, they studied and made that dog a stud for the yard and for everybody else. That toe jam dog that everybody like to get dogs off of from Crossroad. Never been in a damn road. Crossroad Kennels made a dog that he stood out. Pee-wee, never been in a road, you know, because who they came off of. If you get a dog coming right now, he coming down off of one of the more famous dogs. Okay, say if you got a dog, he coming off of any of the old school dogs or any of the new famous dogs. Or anything. This say if he have a macho buck sperm, what's the use of test him? You know, what's the purpose of testing dogs like that? You know, it's just certain dogs you don't, you know, it just depends on, everybody look at dogs in certain ways when it comes to value. You know, and what I may value, you may not value. And what you may value, I may not value. You know? Man, before I was even born. You know, we don't even got to go 40 years back. We can just go 5 years back and see how bad brothers making breeders and what kind of breedings brothers making with these dogs across the country. Not saying none of my brothers in the chat. Everybody in the chat probably making phenomenal breedings. But there's brothers out there making screwed up breedings. And we talking about in the last 5 years. And we ain't even talking about the confiscations where the dogs just disappeared and gone, you know. I mean, at some point, you know, it just that's the only conclusion I could come up with, man. It's like shit, you know. You know, it wasn't a lot of black brothers in the game. That's dog circuit. What I'm talking about, you know. And when you came in, the bloodlines was there. You ain't never try to change them. It ain't nobody's fault, you know. Except for the brothers who want to like, oh, how I start a bloodline, and you want to wait in 4 or 5 breedings, 4 or 5, 20 damn years before that's your blood, or what? That's your blood, and now you can't even lift the dogs up no more, and you finally figured out that you could have started your own blood 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Let's keep this thing going with a little bit of that news. We got a woman attacked by 8 dogs. You know what? I'm gonna give y'all that real quick. Woman attacked by 8 dogs. PBK9s. You know where you got it from? Fair and uncut, raw and unbiased. Let's check it out.
Wild video out of Marion County shows.
Hold up. This ain't the video right here with a woman attacked by 8 dogs. Let me stop that. This the video right here where a man sick this pit bull onto the police officers. Now what y'all got now is body cam footage of what's actually going on. So if you got a faint of heart or you know you can't take certain things, you might want to turn your channel. But y'all check this out. It's going Pit bull on the side of the road. Police trying to take the man in.
Wild video out of Marion County shows a bloodied man running alongside a highway fighting with deputies. It all started with a fight in traffic.
Yeah, deputies tell us that they got a report that someone was throwing trash from his car, which may have started it all.
A wild scene for anyone to see. Shirtless, bloody, and tackled to the ground. Deputies say this man would not obey instructions.
Roll over! Roll over! Oh, good girl! Good girl! Roll over!
Deputies say the man's pit bull was running loose, and a naked child was inside the car. It all unfolded on the side of a busy Highway 484 in Denellen on Saturday.
Put your hands back here. Okay.
Deputies say the man was even ordering his dog to attack them. Adding to the chaos, deputies say they found more than $15,000 in cash and fentanyl. After quite the struggle, the man was handcuffed and taken into custody.
Josu Hernandez was arrested. He's now facing several felony charges, including battery, resisting an officer, child neglect, and drug trafficking.
Yes, sir. Y'all hit that like button up, man. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. You know, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And all right, now I got some news from the DC, the Pentagon official who got busted with dogs. He got talking about a guilty plea from one of the defendants. He said not guilty. His co-defendant pled guilty. He pled not guilty. So I'm about to let y'all get that little bit of news. You know what I'm saying? PBK style, baby. You know, PBK style. One co-defendant pleading not guilty. The other one pleading guilty. Something ain't right. I ain't got to call no names. You know, none of that type of stuff. It's just something ain't right in that little circle. You know, and this that DMV circle, that board circle, that all that other stuff that was going on in that Virginia, Maryland, up kind of not up north like New York, but kind of in that middle part. You know, kind of in that middle part. It ain't damn sure ain't down south. But y'all check this out.
Glen Burnie man pleads guilty in dogfighting ring that allegedly included Pentagon official. A Glen Burnie man pleaded guilty Tuesday to participating in a dogfighting ring that spanned several states and allegedly included a Department of Defense official from Arnold, who still faces charges in federal court. Mario Damon Flythe, a 50-year-old barber accused in court documents of using the name Razor Sharp Kennels for dogfighting, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to engage in animal fighting and interstate travel in aid of a racketeering conspiracy in U.S. District Court in Baltimore, Penn. He faces a maximum of up to 10 years in federal prison at his sentencing October 24. As part of his plea agreement, Flythe admitted to raising dogs for fights that ended only when a dog died or one of the dog's owners stopped the attack. The other defendant, 63-year-old Frederick Douglass Moorfield Jr., pleaded not guilty at his first court appearance last year and is set to face trial in October. Moorfield was listed as the Pentagon's Deputy Chief Information Officer for Command, Control, and Communications on the U.S. Department of Defense website when the charges were filed. He no longer appears on the site, and the Defense Department did not respond to a request Tuesday for Moorfield's current employment status. Charging documents in the case say Moorfield used the moniker Jihad Kennels for participating in a dogfighting ring that communicated using the encrypted messaging app Telegram. An FBI affidavit supporting criminal charges against Moorfield and Flythe alleged that investigators identified the two men with assistance from former dogfighters who were convicted in a Virginia dogfighting case. The group, which was known internally as the DMV Board, contained as many as 28 members at a time, according to the affidavit. Records discovered on an online dog pedigree website showed that a person using the Jihad moniker has been involved in dogfighting since 2002, an FBI agent wrote in the affidavit. A cooperating witness described participating in a dogfight against one of Moorfield's dogs around 2009, the agent wrote. The affidavit lays out evidence against Moorfield that includes text messages between him and other dogfighters seeking matchups for his dogs, a computer image of a pit bull-type dog with the name Jihad Kennels prominently displayed, a training schedule for dogs, and pictures and videos of dogs in cages or bearing scars consistent with dogfighting. Federal authorities also commissioned a necropsy in late 2018 after and Arundel County animal control officers found 2 dead, scarred dogs in a plastic dog food bag disposed about 6 miles from Moorfield's house, the affidavit says. Investigators reported finding mail addressed to Moorfield in the bag. The county animal control agency also told authorities it had been responding to Flythe's residents for animal cruelty and dogfighting allegations since around 2008. Another cooperating witness told authorities that Moorfield was affiliated with Razor Sharp Kennels, Flythe's dogfighting nickname, according to the affidavit. Flythe and Moorfield spoke more than 700 times between April 2022 and 2023 and exchanged messages about bets, fights, dead dogs and performance-enhancing drugs, the FBI agent wrote. The FBI also located messages from Moorfield where he described a person named Mario as "my fat barber," a description consistent with Flythe, according to the affidavit. Along with messages about an upcoming dogfight involving a 35-pound female dog. Last September, federal investigators searched Moorfield's home and found 5 pit bull-type dogs in thick barred metal cages in his basement, as well as veterinary medicine, blood-stained carpeting, weighted collars, heavy metal chains and jumper cables, which the FBI said are used to electrocute dogs after losing fights. 7 pit bull-type dogs were found at Flythe's residence, according to the affidavit. Assistant U.S. Attorney Daryl Tarver said in court Tuesday that 4 of the dogs were chained to posts in cages in the backyard and 3 were found in large metal cages in the basement. 4 of the 7 dogs were infested with fleas and the animals did not have access to clean water, Tarver said. Agents found metal cages and a privacy fence in Flythe's backyard and dogfighting paraphernalia including weighted collars and a carpeted treadmill, according to the FBI affidavit. Flythe told investigators he had engaged in dogfighting in the past and said he had been friends with Moorfield for more than 10 years, the agent wrote. According to his plea agreement, Flythe used his home in Glen Burnie to keep and train dogs for several years. He arranged hooks, or dogfights with an agreed-upon bet, in discussions with other members of the DMV ring, Tarver said. Flythe would ready the dogs with a training regimen, diet and steroids that he obtained through contacts in dogfighting circles, Tarver said. The fight ended only when a dog died or an owner forfeited the match, the prosecutor said. Flythe will have to surrender $2,800 he made from dogfighting as part of the plea. Flythe's lawyer, James Tuomi, declined to comment after the plea hearing. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Baltimore also declined to comment.
Now, you got one brother pleading guilty and the brother from the Pentagon pleading not guilty, which he's pleading not guilty because of his job. You know, he's trying to keep his job and all his benefits and everything like that. You know, so he's trying to take it to trial. But the other guy said he pleading guilty, and you know, they partners like one dude saying they caught us, man. Come on out, you know. And then you just saying you taking it to trial. So we had an update on that eventually when they go to trial. 23-1, what's going on? Salute to you. 23-1 in the building. Yes, sir. Salute to all my folk out there, man. Salute to everybody. You know, hey. Now, just imagine not knowing, because you ain't watched that news, not knowing there was a Pentagon official on this East Coast that got busted for fighting dogs last year. And now he can, man, listen, ain't no telling where that's going to lead to. You know, that investigation is still open, still ongoing. Ain't no telling where it's going to lead to. You think you more important than that dude's job? The way he looking at it? But I'll say this, though, you know, if he going to trial on it, Most likely it's the other guy who pled guilty who won't, have to do whatever he got to do. But hey, it just is what it is. Is what it is. Now I'm gonna give y'all that Tampa update too as well, because I like to give y'all them updates. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all that Tampa update. Maybe we'll have a dog. Maybe we'll. It's not a good thing to for me to post no dog raids. Wish we can go a whole year without any dog raids, but I know I'm gonna get them. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I don't get just dog raids. I rarely get a chance to post a dog raid, a straight up dog raid, without being involved with other stuff. Even Royal Bull was involved with money laundering and everything like that. Allegedly, allegedly. I rarely get any news where it's just strictly with the dogs. Because it's hard strictly with the dogs. It's harder than what it looked like was going on across the country today. And folk can't mess with you when it's strictly about the dogs, all kind of ways. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna keep y'all here too long. Like I said, let's get into this Florida update real quick. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, we had a big drug bust in Florida over the past week, and it took 100 and some dogs in the process. So y'all check this out. This is an update from that.
An alleged major drug ring and an alleged dog fighting operation have been stopped in their tracks. Good evening. I'm Keith Kate.
I'm Jennifer Lee. Thank you for joining us. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, St. Pete Police, and FDLE were involved in interrupting both operations, which resulted in the seizure of large quantities of drugs and the rescue of more than 100 animals. News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson joins us now live at the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office with the story. Jeff.
Now seized illegal drugs, guns, money, and sadly, some very abused dogs. You're looking at video from the St. Petersburg Police Department of animals in horrible conditions, outside, in the heat, and bred for fighting.
So last week on July 18th, we did a raid. These were the animals that we found there.
St. Petersburg Police Chief Anthony Holloway says people would pay $200 to watch a dog fight, often wagering with high quantities of illegal drugs. For the dogs, the consequences were brutal.
I want you to remember this picture right here. This is what a dog looked like in 2023, and look at this dog right now.
The investigation by the St. Petersburg Police Department coincided with the drug investigation by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. They say many of the people at the dog fights were buying and selling high quantities of drugs, leading detectives to a major seizure of narcotics in one Largo apartment used as a storage facility.
Last Friday morning, the drugs that we seized out of this one apartment included 54 pounds of methamphetamine, 21 pounds of cocaine, 2 pounds of black tar heroin, almost 2 pounds of fentanyl, 11 pounds of marijuana, 3 guns.
Deputies also seized $57,000 in cash and weapons, arresting 13 people on major drug trafficking charges. Sheriff Bob Gualtieri is describing epidemic amounts of illegal drugs.
It shows that we got a really, really serious drug problem in this country, and what it comes from is there's too many drugs coming in, and we know where they're coming from. They're coming primarily from the border.
Big salute to Arrowhead Kennel in the building. Big salute to Arrowhead. Like I tell y'all brothers, man, I ain't gonna keep y'all here too long. If y'all got a few things you want to talk about, drop them in the chat while I'm here talking right now. I done just had to give y'all that news, give y'all them updates, and then I wanted to talk about, like I was talking about, the Red Boy stuff. It's not just Red Boy. It's a lot of different bloodlines. All right, Jeep. What a Jeep dog look like? We know what a white tab dog look like, but what a Jeep dog look like? All right, what a yellow dog look like? We kind of know what a yellow dog look like, but at the end of the day, we only got Mayday. Because even with the Big John stuff, a lot of that stuff don't look like Big John. You know, not saying that his offspring right then, when he was living, didn't look like him, but I'm talking about the stuff now. Mellow Yellow don't look like him. Fletcher them don't look like him. You know, so it's like certain bloods. You know, you got one dog that it just got that look. You know, but the difference between Bingo and Mayday, folk use Mayday as a blood, but they don't call Bingo name out like that. They go straight back to Red Boy. Instead of saying I got a pure Bingo dog, they're gonna say I got a Red Boy dog. They're not gonna say I got a pure Yellow dog. They're gonna say I got a pure Mayday dog. And both of them dogs coming from back in the days. Both dogs coming off of prominent breeders, and both dogs supposed to be themselves, supposed to be great breeders. But they only call one dog name. You know, they only call one dog name. Let me see. Yeah, AQ Hearing say Yellow look like Jeep to him. I mean, I agree with that. Let me see if I still got them pictures up here from the show the other night. Nah, I done erased them out. I had the pictures of Jeep and them up there. I wanted to show you. Because, you know, we really don't see no dogs look like them pictures of Jeep. White Tab don't even look like the pictures that Jeep got up there. And how we can look at a dog and say, oh, I can see the Jeep in that dog. No, you can't see the Jeep in that dog. You can see the white tab in that dog. With them eyes and them squinchy eyes and they're black around the buckskin, got the black around the eyes a little bit and kind of dark color eyes. Yeah, you can see that tab in that dog. But most of the time we skip past the tab and go back to Jeep. Has anybody had a big shout out to Shard's pick, Sharadi's pick? I don't know how you say that, bro. But has anybody had or seen or can post a picture or tell me the pedigree to look up of the replica of Jeep, one of his offspring? It don't got to be a direct descendant. It can be great grandkids. It can be a dog that somebody got now, but it look exactly how Jeep look in them pictures. It can be his son, his daughter. I don't care who it is. Show me a picture where he look exactly like them pictures. Yellow One in the building. What's going on, Yellow One? Ain't too much, big homie. Ain't too much, man. Different day. Just coming to knock it out real quick. You know, talk a little bit of that dog talk. Now, what a Bolio dog look like? You know, I mean, you know, what a buck dog look like? Could you look at 357 and tell me he's a buck dog? Most folk gonna say he a Red Boy Jocko dog. And I'm not looking directly at his pedigree, not even saying that he don't got no Red Boy Jocko in him. But most people gonna say he's coming off that type of stuff. But when you see them bingo dogs, you know them. You know, it can be any color of dog, and it got them markers like them Red Boy dogs. You like, oh, that dog might got some Red Boy in it. You know, it can be black, buck skin, brindle, or whatever. But if it's in them white patterns and like how them red and white patterns be, you know, that's them bingo traits. Came from Red Boy, but Bingo his own dog. You know, he made his own way, his own path, but he don't get respected in the way he's supposed to get respected. If y'all got good game dogs today, most of it, and it's coming off Red Boy stuff off that bingo stuff, you need to be crediting bingo and not Red Boy. How many times we talk about these dogs that was great producers, but their sons ain't great producers? You know? So if anybody got good dogs, we need to be crediting bingo. At least 85% of the Red Boy dogs that's out there now floating around. Now, Brother James Smith say if you say or when I'm talking about the old Southern Reds, a brother won't know what background is, so then you have to refer back to what they coming down off of, or the pedigree and stuff like that. Little Rock in the building. What's going on with your fam? What's going on with you? Hunter Red, yeah, Sambo had that Hunter Red in him too. That Hunter Red. But what a Hunter Red dog look like? What do a Marlowe's Bulldog dog look like? What do a Marlowe's Peaches dog look like? Can't never really tell. But we know how Bailey's Bingo dog look. Out of all the Red Boy dogs, you can't call none of them. I can come to you right now with every single one of them Red Boy dogs in my pedigree, stacked all the way up in my pedigree. If I don't got bingo, you won't be able to tell this Red Boy. But you can have a little bit of bingo in your dog, and all Eli, Jeep, and all other kind of stuff with a little bit of bingo, and that shit gonna shine from 4th generation. I don't know what Red Boy had in him when that man dropped him off the Mr. Till. I don't know what he was bred or what he came off of, and everybody got their own story. But he had some hellified stuff in him. Whether he lost, won, or the man felt like he was a Kirk giving him Mr. Till, it made no difference. The dog possessed some hellified genetics. Old stories, pedigrees, opinions. Niggerino dogs. AQ Henry say them Niggerino dogs kept their look. Yeah, I think them Niggerino dogs kept their look. Brothers need to start representing them Niggerino dogs more, man. I seen I know Supreme got the nigger no Supreme got the midnight cowboy stuff, midnight stuff. There's a brother on YouTube got the Niggerino stuff in the Midwest. I know it's a lot more brothers with that Niggerino stuff, but you just don't see them broadcasting it like that. More brothers need to stand out and put their foot down with it. Eli Monster, who champion Ranger dog off of? He off of Jeep. And like I say again, man, I did the thing for B.O.B. at the beginning of the video. I don't know if that brother no military or nothing like that, but I just did him a salute, 21 gun salute. You know what I'm saying? Best of the best kennels. I don't know that brother like that, but for what I see and other brothers commenting, we lost a good brother, a good dog brother this week. So I had to do, a salute to him at the beginning of the video. And like I said, I don't know if that brother in no service or not, but he's a dog soldier. What's going on? What's going on, Little Rock?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I
just want to say, as far as like the look of the dog, I know a bunch of the ones that came from down here. A lot of them came from Thomas Smith, the ones that I got to see, and they were always that they all looked the same. Well, the males and the females look different, but you could tell, that's a male and that's a female. But they had those little fat heads. They all, the ones that I saw, they all look like hunter red dogs. They really did.
The ones that you seen?
Yeah, we got to see quite a bit of them down here because I think Thomas Smith, Smith had hunter red.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he was in Alabama around southern Tennessee. And of course, I'm in Tennessee, or I was in Tennessee. So we got to see quite a bit of them. And they had a uniform look. They really did.
Do you see anybody floating around with that stuff nowadays?
You know what, man? Just to be honest, I haven't seen it since I left in '96, and I haven't seen anybody working with it, or because I do have friends, but no, be honest, no.
Hey, that hunter red producing too, because my daughter I be bragging about all the time. He had that hunter red in him. He had the Bailey's Bingo in him, and he had a dog named Highlands Julio in him.
Now, hold on. Who was hunter red off of?
Hunter red was off of Hunter red might have been off Bingo or either off Red Boy
I think
himself.
he was off of Bingo. I think he was off of Bingo.
He was off Bingo. Mm-hmm.
I think he was. Yeah. So that would kind of support your point a little bit more. Yeah.
But then that'll give credit back to I was about to say that'll give Bingo a good producer if he produced Hunter Red. But
yeah, of course. Now, like I said, I'm not sure, and I can't. My Wi-Fi is down right now, so I can't check on my television. So I'm just going off my phone. But I think Hunter Red was off of Bingo. One of the people in the chat, Mike, can hit on that. But I know they look. I mean, dude, every time I knew a Hunter Red dog when I saw one. Yeah. Whether it was a red nose or a black nose, I knew a hunter red dog because they look like that. They look like that old family red nose, and they look like they were slow, but they were a little bit quicker because of that. I guess I just judged it off of that fat head that they had because they had the ones that I saw all the time down here had a fat head on them. Good looking dogs too. Good looking dogs. Did I cut you off?
No, I'm still here, bro. I'm still here. I seen puppies of mine start moving around. I had to check on
all right.
I ain't gonna be here too much longer. They about to start acting up and making noise and getting it up in there. But yeah, man. I haven't really had any hunter red dogs other than the one I had that came down off that. But it wasn't. I think he was hunter red maybe in the 4th generation or 3rd generation or something like that. But
I've never had one. I've never had a red boy dog until I got the whack-a-mole stuff. I've never had anything with red boy in it, period. And I've never had anything with hunter red in it. I've never had anything, like I said, with red boy in it, hunter red, Jocko, none of that. Until I got a hold to, this whack-a-mole dog.
Yeah.
And I'm on my way to trying to maybe get a couple more, maybe, because I really like from what I've seen from that whack-a-mole blood. I mean, I'm saying that, but I mean it's only been, we only have one female, but from that one female just to take me away to just make me say, wow, we really like this dog. Says a lot for that blood. Yeah. It really changed my mind on a lot of things as far as that blood goes. But like I said, if you never tried nothing out, and guess what? If the female that we got was garbage or just didn't turn out, then I'll be like, oh God, I hate that whack-a-mole blood. I never tried to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because what you see at first is what you like. That's just dog man. You know, you see it, do
Yeah.
something. If somebody say, hey, man, try to, man, I'm finna roll this Ozzie Stevens troll dog. And they rolled 2 of them. You're like, oh, God, I hate them. But he's a registered man for a reason. But your mind is kind of made up because that's what you don't like.
Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Anyway, I didn't want to take too much time. I did want to say that I really like that Hunter Red stuff out of the Red Boy stuff. And it really went well with some of that Magnum stuff there because Thomas Smith had Red Boy. He had a Hunter Red, and he had the Magnum dog. He had Grand Champion. Was it Grand Champion Stone, which was off of Magnum, or was it vice versa? Or I seen the So Boys had Stone that was off of Magnum. But that stuff, that Finley's Bow stuff with that Grand Champion Fritz, all that stuff that they were running in Alabama, they were hitting it back with that Hunter Red back in the day. Man, they were putting work in. They were doing really nice with those dogs. And I was a fan. I just wasn't a fan enough to give up the Ricky Jones blood, the Homer blood that we were breeding back then. But I was a fan. I was a fan of that blood. When I saw it, I liked it. Just didn't like it enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna give you a page back. I just thought I would drop in that a little bit.
Hey, I want to send a big shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Scatterbread Kennels, Jessica down in the chat, man. I ain't gonna be able to, I'm gonna have to peel up out of here, my brothers and sisters. These dogs done got up, these puppies done got up, and they ain't gonna let me stay on this mic. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to you, Lil Rock, man. You gotta let me get a whole interview, man, so I can sit down and think about my questions I want to ask you. You know what I'm saying? And we can sit down and talk.
No. I will tell you why I won't. And Fat Bill called me a couple of weeks ago and asked me to do one for Bo. And I said, I'll go on there, but it's a lot of stuff I won't talk about because, you know, I got partners in the dogs. And I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong, this, that, and other. They're like, oh, God, don't do this. Man, please don't go on social media anymore. Please don't do it. But, you know, something tickles me sometimes, so I hear something. So I will. But we'll talk about it, and we'll have to piece it out the way that we'll do it. And, you know, because, I mean, dude, I love your page. And I love the guys that you argue with back and forth. I love their pages. Buck City, you know, I mean, you know, I'm friends with everybody. I like everybody. So Buck City, Richard, Bakary, just everybody. I like everybody. So I don't mind supporting. When I consider going on somebody's channel, I consider that supporting somebody's channel. So I don't mind supporting everybody, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if y'all ain't friends, y'all beefing, you know, I never heard nobody come to me. Well, I did have some people hit me up because I went on Buck City, but it wasn't him. He didn't mind, you know, so, and it didn't come from you, you know, but people think what they want to think and want to get mad about what they want to get mad about. And most of it ain't even got nothing to do with them.
Nope.
I like everybody. And if you don't like me, that ain't none of my business. Because I'm happy over here, dude. I like everybody. It's just me. That's just my way.
I see you on that.
So I'm gonna be on I'll go and spend a few seconds on Buck City or on Bose or whatever. Like I said, it ain't because I mean somebody got beef. Don't put me in that. And you haven't done it. Buck City hasn't done it. Nobody's done it, and I appreciate that.
Hey, much respect, man. Much respect. And I appreciate you dropping in here with me tonight. If I'm ever up here talking about a topic and you want to get up here and talk about it, man, you're always welcome to come up here and talk about it. Just like any other brother down in the chat, man, you can come up here and talk about whatever you want to talk about, as long as it's legitimate. We ain't want to get up here and talk about nothing that will get none of us in trouble. So y'all stay safe out there, man. Go ahead.
That just happened to be something I knew a little bit about. I don't know a whole lot about a whole lot of stuff, but I just happen to know a little bit about Hunter Red. But what was so funny was the fact that was kind of kicked me in the butt. That was a son of Bingo. And you were talking about the way Bingo dogs look. So that kind of fell in line with what you said to prove your point. I should have thought a little bit more.
Hey, it
I
is
said a
what it
brother
is.
came over.
I say Sambo had Bingo and Hunter Red in him. So shit, I ain't doing no better. And like you said, Bingo, so I ain't doing no better. But yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. These puppies running around now, I ain't gonna be able to talk, man. They cut me short. So I appreciate y'all brothers and sisters out there, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Lucian, and Torain, y'all boys, and Sherman, man, I'm trying to keep them things right. I gotta go. I gotta holler at y'all fellas and brothers later, man. Little Rock, you stay safe. Have a good night. Salute to my folk in the UK, my folk in Africa. Y'all have a good night. Good morning. All my folk in America, y'all have a good night. PBK9s, and I'm out. You see how those puppies got me?